Hello again, friends. Mad Laughter at Laughter Mad here with our channel, What Else You Got, where we do one of three things. 1, we watch a clip. 2, we laugh. 3, we don't laugh. And then we talk about why that may or may not have happened. We get like super deep with it. We start like, hypothesizing and theorizing and basically come to the conclusion at the end that I'm usually wrong and you guys are usually right, which is not surprising. Today I'm heading over to the EMP to go look at the Marvel Universe exhibits. So I'm wearing my Captain America tank top today. It is raining outside. I will probably put on a different shirt, but I'm inside now and it's warm in this room, so that's why you're seeing the Captain America tank top. So recognize. Today we are going to be doing the Bert Kreischer clip, Skydiving with Rachael Ray. So the last Bert Kreischer clip I did, the only other one I did, was on his crazy trip to Russia, where he was getting blasted, getting drunk with a bunch of Russians, stealing from his friends, causing a bunch of trouble, having the Russians intimidate his teacher, a bunch of stuff like that. So it was pretty funny. More amazing that it was supposedly true than actually funny. I mean, that was crazy if that was true, and everyone said it was, so that's nuts. So this one is about him skydiving with Rachael Ray. So Rachael Ray used to be a big Food Network person. I used to see her all the time on there, so I know who she is. Again, this is another one where I'm going to ask at the end, probably, was this real? Did this actually happen? And then everyone's going to need to tell me it did. Otherwise, I'm going to probably think it's fake. So I guess my question is, on this one, is Bert going to have a shirt on when he's telling the joke? And did he have a shirt on when he actually went skydiving? I wonder if anyone knows that for sure. So I guess we're going to find out. I'm sure it will be actually pretty unbelievable, so I'm happy to listen to you guys tell me in the comments what's up. So, all right, so we're going to listen to Bert Kreischer tell us some borderline unbelievable things about skydiving with Rachael Ray. So, Bert Kreischer, what else you got?
I'm playing with Rachael Ray. Is she here? Rachael Ray.
No shirt on, by the way.
Gangster.
I got
like legit. She comes in. I do a show. She comes backstage at like 8 in the morning. She's got a pint of Guinness, a bowl of chili with a fried egg on top. Oh. She comes back. She goes, "I know you're a comic. I thought a beer might loosen you up before the show. I don't know if you like a chili with an egg." I'm like, As she hands it to me, she goes, "What's one thing you'd never do on your show, Bert the Conqueror? I have a show, Bert the Conqueror, where I do extreme activities." She goes, Thank you. Yeah, thank you. She goes, "What's one thing you'd never do?" And I had an answer. It's skydiving. I go, "I know, I never go skydiving." She goes, "Really?" I go, "Never. I don't want to go." She goes, "No. Awesome. I'll see you out on stage." I was like, "Oh, I wonder why she asked that." I get out on the stage, and the first thing she says to the crowd is, all right. Backstage, Bert said he'd never go skydiving." I'm like, "Bitch, that was a secret." She's like, "Who wants to see him do it?" And now I have 500 women going, "Do it, fat boy!" And I got the beer in me, the chili. I'm like, "Fuck it, let's go!" 2 weeks later, I'm strapped to a dude. You know that's how you skydive? Just strapped to a dude in a prison rape harness. That's how you skydive. Just strapped. And he tells you when to walk, when to sit. It is massively emasculating. Has anyone ever been skydiving in here? You've been.
I never thought about that.
And so you get in the plane and you're sitting in a dude's lap. You're sitting in your Navy SEAL moment and you're sitting in a dude's lap.
Yeah.
And I start shaking because I'm nervous. I'm like freaking out. And he can feel me because I realize as we go to taxi, I realize I haven't flown sober in 20 years.
Oh, no, it's not the time.
Sober in a big plane in 20 years, and I haven't flown in a dude's lap in 42. And he feels me shaking, and he's like, "What's the matter?" I go, "What do you mean, what's the matter?"
Yeah.
I go, "I'm nervous." He goes, "About what?" "What do you mean about what?" He goes, "What are you nervous? What are you afraid of?" I go, "I don't know. You'll get hard." You'll get hard, that'll trigger me, I'll get hard. We'll both get hard, then we'll jump out of the plane, the chute won't open, and that's how two backpackers will find us. You fucking me into
what?
You fucking me into the planet.
What?
That'll be the how I go. This guy craved dick so bad. He had a man harness him up and fuck him out of his shoes until his head exploded in the woods. I go, I'm nervous.
What?
He goes, you couldn't kill us if you tried. I'm like, I'm a smart guy. I could fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
I lean over to Rachel and I grab her leg. Just grab her leg and I start squeezing. She goes, what's the matter? I go, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
She goes, I think you're doing it. She's like, you're at the front of the tube of toothpaste. Everyone's out behind. You're going. You're definitely going.
Oh.
I go, no, I don't want to. And she goes, look, and now the engines kick in. And she starts yelling at me. She goes, look, you'll be fine. Whatever you do not watch me go out the door. You will freak the fuck out. I'm like, who taught you how to talk someone off a ledge? We get up to our cruising altitude. Her and her dude get up perfectly, like Danny and Sandy. Just what, bam, what, bam, boom. She posts up at the door, looks me in the eyes, does her read, one take the camera. I'm Rachael Ray, I'm at 13,000 feet with Bert Kreischer, we're about to jump with an airplane. Who's ready? Oh, it's yellow or whatever. And fucking, let's go. And then looks at me and goes, Bert. I'm like, yeah. She goes, don't watch this. And they get sucked out of the fucking plane. And I have panic shoot out of my asshole. I grab onto the cameraman who's not wearing a parachute. There's an open door at 13,000 feet, and as soon as I touch him, he just starts kicking me. Get off me, asshole!
Get off.
Sound guy posts up in the corner with the boom like a gladiator. Get him down! Get him down! My guy just takes over and baby Bjorns me. Here we go!
I wonder how big the guy was.
Takes me to the corner, and I lock in. I go, I'm having second thoughts! He's like, we're going in 3. I'm like, I'm not hard yet! We're going in 2, and I was like, you go by yourself, I'll meet you down there! And then he says, oh my God, what's wrong with your straps? I'm like, what? And we go swinging to the earth at 100 miles an hour.
Why would he say that?
This guy's in my ear like, do you want to catch up with Rachael? I'm like, fuck her, she's dead to me!
Yeah, that's what I would be doing.
It is an epiphanous moment, dare I say. And my therapist says I have a low threshold for epiphanous moments, but... And I always say, like, did you want to go skydiving? Okay, the people that don't want to go skydiving are who should go skydiving. It's those that don't want to go that appreciate it the most. You go, and you're just Viking all the way. Ah! People who don't want to go, there's a moment where you realize the dice have been rolled.
I don't want to roll
There's
one.
There's nothing you can do to change this. You're either going to live or die in 5 minutes, and you can't take a pill or start working out to stop it. It is out of your control, and you are forced with a decision. How do you meet your maker? Do you go out like a Viking? Ah! Or do you start crying like a baby? Ah! Oh, I picked the Viking. At that moment, I said, I've had a beautiful life. Let's do it. Ah! Until the chute opened. Then I started crying aggressively. like in a dude's lap. Have you ever cried in a man's lap? Have you ever had a man take you out to the middle of a field and sit in your lap and just sob silently? That's technically what I'm doing to this poor guy.
So weird.
Because the first thing I thought of was, my kids! I'm going to get to see my kids again! And pizza! Like, I get pizza! And I just started sobbing under this canopy, and the poor guy's like, dude, it's going to be okay. Like, we did it. We did it. It was so bad when we went to land. He's like, clean yourself up. You're going to think I did something to you. And the lasting thought that stuck with me was my children. That's it. I go, my children, they have a dad. Like, what? That is not what I signed up for when I picked my wife out of a bowling alley. Like, that makes no sense. We met at a bowling alley. But when I met her, like, I didn't sign up for the vulnerability. That's the part about having kids that fucks you up. Is the vulnerability. Do you have children? You do. How many you got? You got 1? No, you're barely in it. Wait till you got 2 and you go, oh shit, if we lose 1, it's going to be awkward.
All right, that was pretty funny. The good one, Bert. Man, Bert, I think we realized before that he's kind of a party boy. Everyone sort of likes him. He's got that sort of attitude that he's not he doesn't seem to be arrogant. He seems to be a everyman and a nice guy. Definitely that reformed partier type of guy that was just the life of the party back in the day. And so when you hear him tell the stories, you're laughing just at the, because it's happening to him, right? He's being victimized again by some moment of circumstance. In this case, it was getting a beer from Rachael Ray, getting a little juiced up, and then having her on her show, then having her basically call him out as not having done skydiving before, which I would hate because I'm never going to go skydiving. There's no way in hell I would be doing the same thing as him. Actually, I wouldn't even have gone up there. I wouldn't have gone up there. It's just not going to happen. I mean, maybe if they figure out a way to do like 4 or 5 backup shoots, I'll go skydiving, but just with one backup shoot, I mean, I've heard of those failing. Anyways, so a couple things. A, I've realized that he probably wasn't, semi-nude like he is on stage when he was skydiving because, they wear the suits and everything, and I'm sure they wouldn't have allowed him to do that, especially first time, especially strapped to a dude, which was actually pretty funny. And then it makes me wonder, was the dude bigger than him because he could lift him up? 2, listen, no matter who you are, if you are a full-grown man and you are sitting in another man's lap and you're relying on him to like carry you around and push you out of a plane, that's pretty emasculating. And it's pretty funny to think of Bert, having to deal with that, and then having a good cry on the way down, and then probably when he's hitting the ground, like he said, he probably landed on his ass and he was sitting on him when he was crying, so that was funny as well. So the visuals of him being emasculated was hilarious. Now, my question to the ladies out there is, and I've been thinking about this a lot, this lady men sort of. So when he's talking about being emasculated, does that like register with you? Do you think it's funny when he talks about those sort of things? Because, emasculation, isn't something that a female generally would feel. They feel the female version of that. But can you guys relate to what he's saying? And is it funny to you like it is to us? Just imagining ourselves having to be sitting on a dude's lap and going, well, you got to treat me like a baby, essentially. I'm a baby. So I thought that was funny. The last funny bit I want to talk about is just him explaining that, the guy asks him what he's afraid of, and he says, that you'll get hard, and then I'll get hard, and then we're going to end. And then the visual of him saying, so I didn't understand it at first, but then he was like, someone will find us in the field. Basically, my head will be exploded, and you'll be, raping me or whatever. And I'm assuming that the person that finds them won't see the parachute and just think that it just happened organically out in the forest. I don't know. I was just trying to figure it out, but that visual of someone thinking that happened organically out in the field was funny to me. Really good. And the last thing I wrote down here was when he yelled when Rachael Ray was jumping, when she jumped out, and then they were on the way down, and the guy was like, let's catch up to her, and he says, F her, she's dead to me, like fuck her, she's dead to me. He says that. I've had that situation before where I was taken with a girlfriend up to the Silverwood theme park in Idaho, and I was on one of those roller coasters, and on the way down I was just cursing. I was pissed, saying, why did I do this? I'm never doing this again. So I can totally see that. I would definitely do that kind of thing. I'd be pissed if someone made me skydive. I really would. So all in all, pretty good Bert clip. I liked it a lot, guys. Thanks for suggesting it. Hey, coming up pretty quick here, I'm going to be doing essentially this entire 10 funniest bits clip from YouTube. I chopped it up into the 10 bits. I'm going to be doing them all sort of sequentially here coming up soon, so look for that. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for dialoguing with me in the comment section. You guys are teaching me a lot, teaching everyone else a lot too. Guarantee a lot of other people don't know the little tidbits of knowledge you're busting about these things. Thanks a lot for that. Thanks for being cool. Thanks for subscribing. Hit the red button below if you can. Go ahead and subscribe. That would be really, really nice of you all to do that. Help me out. Start talking to me, start commenting. Let's see what kind of other funny stuff we can do. Are we going to run out of funny clips on YouTube? Well, you guys need to help me find them. if you can. So please help me out. Post the links. Thanks to everyone else who has. So Instagram at LaughterMad, Twitter at LaughterMad, but mostly comment in the section. That's how you can get a hold of me. Please subscribe. Please let me know what you think. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. I'm going to go see some Marvel stuff. Take it easy and peace out.